params first. Shruti Smriti Puranam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Sankaram Lokashankaram Yonityam Padamuja Yogmarupam Yamini अस्मत् गुरो भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्य वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य प्रभुनित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, now I want someone to sing some song, Vanamali Vasudeva or the Abanga or Margari Tingal. Who will start? Who will sing what?
Mataji,
Ah,
I will sing Vanamali Vasudeva.
okay, you sing Vanamali Vasudeva. Okay. Yeah, you can get.
Vanamali Vasudeva, Manamohana Radha Ramana, Vanamali Vasudeva, Manamohana Radha Ramana, Sasivadana, Sarasidanayana, Jaganmohana Radha Ramana, Sasivadana, Sarasidanayana, Jaganmohana Radha Ramana, Parkadil Pal Kanda, Padada Radha Ramana, Parkadil Pal Kanda, Padada Radha Ramana.
பக்தர்களின் குறை தீர்க்கும்
ஸ்ரீரங்கராதாரமணா பக்தர்களின் குறை தீர்க்கும் ஸ்ரீரங்க ராதா ரமணா வேணுவரம் வெண்ணையுண்டமானவரே கண்ணானி ராதா ரமணா.
Sing Vanamali Vasudeva again in the middle. Vanamali Vasudeva Manamohana Radha Ramana Sasivadana Sarasi Janayana Jaganmohana Radha Ramana. And then you start again. Vennayundhamayavane. Start.
Vanamali Vasudeva Manamohana Radha Ramana Vanamali Vasudeva Manamohana Radha Ramana
Sasivadana Sarasi Janayana Jaganmohana Radha Ramana.
శివధన సరసిధనయన జగన్మోహన రాధా రమణ వేణువరం తంచి వెన్నయుండ మానవరే కన్నాని రాధా రమణ వెన్నయుండ మానవరే కన్నాని రాధా రమణ వేడువరం
தந்திடுவாய் ஸ்ரீரங்காராதரமணா
வேடுவரம் தண்டியுவாய் ஸ்ரீரங்க ராதா ரமண 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 ராதா ரமண.
Okay, very good. Okay, who is singing next?
Mataji, one more can I sing?
Okay, next class you can sing. Right, we should also learn, right? One class, one bhajan you can sing. Very good. Okay, next who wants to sing? Someone can sing Margaret Tingle.
Mataji.
Wait. Let's see if someone else is there, Satvik. Otherwise, you can. Saisha, you want to try Margaret Tingle? Margaret Tingle, நீரிழை மார்கழிச் மதி நிறைந்த நன்னாளால். Two people can repeat. மார்கழித் திங்கள். Two people can repeat, Kana. மார்கழித் திங்கள்.
மார்கழித் திங்கள்
மதி நிறைந்த நன்னாளால்.
நல்லாளால்
நீராட போதுவீர்.
நீராட போதுவீர்
நீராட போதுவீர்.
நீராட போதுவீர்
போதுமினோ நீரிழையீர்.
போதுமினோ நேரிழையீர்
போதுமினோ நீரிழையீர். சீர்வல்குமாய் பாடி
சீர்மல்குமாய்
சீர்மல்குமாய் பாடி
சீர்மல்குமாய் பாடி
சிறுமீர்கால்
செல்வச் சிறுமீர்கால்
செல்வச் சிறுமீர்கால் சீர்மல்குமாய் பாடி செல்வச் சிறுமீர்கால்
செல்வச்சிறுமீர்கால்
ஊர்வேல் கொடுந்தொழிலன் நந்தகோபன் குமரன்
கோபன் குமாரன்
ஊர்வேல் கொடுந்தொழிலன்
ஊர்வேல் கொடுந்தொழிலன்
நந்தகோபன் குமரன் நேரார்ந்த கண்ணி
அந்த கண்ணி
யசோதை இளஞ்சிங்கம்
சிங்கம்
மாதாஜி
எஸ் கண்ணா
என்ன யசோதா இளம் சிங்கம் or சிங்கம்
இளஞ்சிங்கம் it's singam only but in Tamil when we say it it's ilanchingam, so that's the right pronunciation. ஏரார்ந்த கண்ணி
கண்ணி
யசோதை இளஞ்சிங்கம்
யசோதை
கார்மேனி செங்கண் கார்மேனி செங்கண் கதிர்மதியம் போல் முகத்தான் Karmeni Chengan, Kadirmadiyam Pol Mukha, in the sense, the one whose body is entirely black, like a cloud. The cloud gets black when it rains, right? So similarly, the entire body is black. Krishna means dark. Krishna means black. It also means attraction. So Krishna is in dark color, right? He's dark and attractive. So Karmeni Chengan, his body, entire body is like that cloud. That color of the cloud when the clouds turn dark and black when it rains. That is the color of Krishna. So it is dark color. It shines like blue. That's what Krishna's color is, right? Similarly, if you see Rama's color, he's also dark in color. It shines like green. That is Rama's color. So Krishna's color, he's dark, but it's shining. He shines like blue. So that's why we say Karmeni Chengan Kadirmadiyam Pol Mukattan means his face is so shiny like the sun in the sky. Kadir means sun. Kadirmadiyam Pol Mugattan. Mugam means in Tamil face. His face is so shiny as the sun and his body is like the dark clouds during rainy season. Kadirmadiyam Pol Mugattan நாராயணனே நாராயணனே நமக்கே பறை தருவான்
நமக்கு படை தருவான்.
Here when Andal says Parai Taruvan, she means that Krishna is the only one who is going to give us moksha. So for moksha, she's saying Parai. Parai in Tamil also means gift. What is the biggest gift that Bhagavan can give us? His lotus feet is the biggest gift that we can get. So moksha is the biggest gift. So Andal is saying, Narayanane Namakke Parai Taruvan.
நாராயணனுக்கு நமக்கு படை தருவான்.
பாரோர் புகழ பாரோர் புகழ
புகழன்
அடிந்தேலோரியம் பாவாய்
கடிதேலும்
பாரோர் புகழ படிந்தேலோரம் பாவாய். பாரோர் படிந்தேலோரம் பாவாய். Okay, so now we'll start with Ramayana, is what we said in the last class, right? But you didn't tell how so that was Muruga's story. So we saw that Sati Mata sacrificed her physical body into the fire, then she came as Parvati, then she meditated, Shiva tested her, she passed the test, and then they got married. Shiva was so beautiful in his marriage outfit, he was called Sundareshwara. All this we saw. There are a lot of stories that happens after Shiva and Parvati's marriage. Then Kartikeya is born and he is brought up by six Kartikeya Pengal, and then he kills Tarakasura. That's a very big story. We'll see that part of those stories we'll see in the next class. But last class we also started with what did we see?
Ramayana.
What is the meaning of the Ramanamam? We saw. What is the meaning of Ramanamam? Ram means death, Ma. So Rama's name, how does it help us? We can bond so it will help you escape the cycle of birth and death. What happens when you escape the cycle of birth and death? You attain moksha. Attaining moksha is nothing but attaining the lotus feet of Krishna. You go to Golokam and you reach Krishna. Your Atma get merged within the Paramatma, which is Krishna. So now we saw that Ramanamam is so precious that it helps you break the cycle of birth and death. And whose favorite is Ramanama? Shiva.
Shiva.
And what is the line in Vishnu Sahasranama which says that Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Shri Rama Rama Nama. Correct. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane. This line is in Vishnu Sahasranamam. Sahasranamam means 1,000 names of Narayana, of Krishna. In that, this 2 lines, it says that you take Ramanamam, keep saying Rama, 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 Rama. That is equivalent to chanting the entire Vishnu Sahasranama. So that's what the line means. And who said those lines? Shiva. Very good. That's right. So Shiva has said that Shiva's favorite namam of Narayana, of Krishna, is Ramanamam. And these lines in the Vishnu Sahasranamam is said by Shiva that if you take Ramanamam, it's equivalent to chanting the entire Vishnu Sahasranamam. Right? Now, okay. We also saw a few days back, we saw a story wherein someone was singing Krishna's song in Shiva's temple. Who was
Nama.
he?
Namadeva.
Very good. Very good. Nama. And what was the temple? Nageshwar. Very good. Nageshwar. Okay. So Shiva is very fond of Krishna. She was very fond of Ramanama. She was fond of Narayana. Similarly, Narayana Krishna is also very fond of Lord Shiva. So, okay. Now we have to start the Ramayana. Ramayana is an Itihasam or Puranam? Very good. Ramayana is Itihasam. Why is Ramayana Itihasam?
Because it is based on real evidences, proofs, and real stories.
Okay. How do you know that it's a real story?
Rama, the Valmiki who has written the Ramayana, the Rama, he read the Ramayana and he told that yes, this is my story, this is right.
When Lavakusha, that's correct. When Lavakusha chanted it or sang it in the court of Ayodhya, then Rama said, yes, this is my story. So this is how it happened, and this was written on Rama, on his story, during the period when Rama lived. So this is our history. This is what happened, and this is called as Itihas. Very good. Now, Valmiki has written Ramayana. Now, Ramayana is so important that our elders, our acharyas, they refer to this as the 5th Vedam. There are 4 types of Veda. Anyone knows what are those?
Rigveda, Yajurveda,
Yajurveda, Samaveda,
Atharvaveda.
Atharvana Veda. Okay. In Yajurveda, you have 2 sections, Krishna Yajur and Shukla Yajur. There are 4 Vedas. So, Vedam is the ultimate truth of the universe. But all the people are not capable of reading the Vedas because we have language restrictions or restrictions like you need to get a proper guru who can teach you. There might be some people who don't get a guru. And there might be some people who are not very well versed or intelligent enough to understand it. So we have n number of Puranas and books like Ramayana, the Itihasam, Ramayana and Mahabharata, which communicate Bhagavad Gita we have, which is Krishna's Bhagavan's Vani in itself. So these things help you understand the truth which is there in the Vedam. You need not read Vedam, but you read these, you understand the same truth. Whatever truth the Vedam wants to communicate, the Ramayana, the Itihasams, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the Puranams, like our all the Krishna Leelas and Krishna's life history is written in Srimad Bhagavata Purana, right? Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. So these communicate the same truth that Vedam communicates in a simpler way for commoners like us to understand easily, to understand better, right? So that is the very purpose of having Puranas and other texts and all that, so that in colloquial language and local language, in a simpler way, we can understand what is right, what is wrong, and what is the truth, and enjoy the essence of Sanatana Dharma. Now, Acharyas have said that Ramayana is it's like 5th Vedam. Right? Ramayana is like 5th Vedam. So why do you think Ramayana is so important? They're giving more importance to Ramayana even more than the Bhagavata Mahapuranam. The Srimad Bhagavatam, which is considered to be Krishna himself. We read this, right? There are 12 cantos in the Bhagavata where each canto refers to part of Krishna's Shariram, right? So, even more than Bhagavata Mahapuranam, Acharya says Ramayanam has the prominence. You have any questions related to Sanatana Dharma, you refer to Ramayana. That's what our Acharyas are saying. Why do you think they're saying this? Any guesses? Okay. So, what happens in Ramayana is that Bhagavan himself, Narayana himself, Krishna himself takes birth as Rama, takes birth as a human being, as a man on earth, and he lives a life by setting an example. When Krishna comes, what does he do? He does all the kinds of magics. He lifts Govardhan in his single finger. Actually, the text mentioned he lifted in his hand. So he lifts Govardhan in his hand. He kills Putana. He kills Kansa. He does all magics. As a little boy, he kills big Rakshasas. He keeps doing magic every day almost. But Gopikas have so much love for him that they don't believe he's Bhagwan. Krishna himself says, Are, I'm Bhagwan, believe me. But Gopikas don't believe him because their love for Krishna is just as Krishna. They see him as their friend, as their Swami, and they don't wish to see him as Bhagwan because for them it's their Krishna. It's purest form of love from the gopis. But in Rama Avataram, it's considered extremely special because Rama is also Bhagavan. He's also Avataram of Krishna only. But he doesn't show that he has all these powers. He comes down just as a very normal human being, like you, like me, just like us. And he shows us how should a ideal Purusha or a Stri or an ideal human being, how should he or she live? So he sets an example. So, in case of say Ravana, the Rakshasa who comes in the Ramayana, Rama story is Ravana. So Bhagavan has all the power that he just sends his Sudarshana Chakra, and the Sudarshana Chakra will cut his head off, right? Why does he have to take all the Vanaras, walk all the way till Sri Lanka, till Lanka, and kill the Ravan? Why he has to take so many efforts? He need not take so much of efforts, right? He can send his Sudarshan, it will cut off Ravana's head. That's all. In 1 second, the Rakshasa is killed. But Rama doesn't do that. Rama is also the king of Ayodhya or the prince of Ayodhya. We learn how he became the prince of Ayodhya and how later, after a long time, he becomes a king. All that, all the stories we'll see. But he's the prince of Ayodhya. But now, when Ravana is a Rakshasa and Rama has to kill that Rakshasa because Sita is abducted by Ravana, now he can just he's already a prince. So he can go to his kingdom. Because he's already a prince, he'll have an entire huge army that will support their prince. He can take that army, go kill Ravana, and win the war, right? But he didn't do that. What did he do? He requested Vali and Sugriva to Vali was killed by Rama. He requested Sugriva, Hanuman, all of them to support. And then he takes all of them, then he goes to Lanka, and then he fights, and then he kills. Because Rama means Dharma. Dharma means Rama. At any point of time, you should not step out of Dharma. How can one person live a life without stepping out of Dharma? As an example, Rama, Bhagavan himself, has taken avataram and he has lived, and then he has shown us that this is how you live in a dharmic. So that's why Ramayana is very special, because see, Bhagavan himself is taking so much efforts. He's coming down as a human for you, and he's giving up all his powers. He's not using those, and he's living like a normal human being. He's like taking all the sorrows that comes by his way. He was asked to go out of his kingdom for Dandakaranyam for 14 years, to the forest for 14 years. That's a pain, right? You are separated from your family. He still accepts it, right? And then his wife was abducted. Sita was abducted by Ramana. He lived 1 year without knowing where Sita is. That is also a pain. That's also a sorrow. He accepted all this sorrow, right? He handled it as a human being. Though he's Bhagwan himself, the entire Brahmanda is under his control. But he still lived as a human being and showed that how you live as a dharmic person, how to follow dharma in life. So Bhagavan himself coming down and setting an example for us. Why should Bhagavan set that example? Bhagavan has all the powers. It's not Bhagavan's. See, it's our fate that we have karma. We go through all these negative things in life. Sometimes we get sad. We have problems. Everything is because of our karma, right? Why should Rama come as human being and go through all this? He's Bhagavan himself, and he doesn't have any karma. So why should he come? He came for us so that he can make us serve him and also set an example that this is how you should live. This is how dharma is handled. Right? That is the reason why Ramayana is so special, and Acharyas call that Ramayana is the fifth Veda. So any doubts you get at various instances of life, similar to how you can refer to Bhagavad Gita, you can also refer to Ramayana. At various sections or stories of Ramayana, we'll get to know how to do certain in a way or a certain thing in a way of dharma. Right? So we'll start the story of Ramayana today. Before we start the story, we'll sing the Ramanama Vembo Bhajan by Purandaradasa, which says the Mahima, which says the preciousness of the Ramanama. We'll practice that bhajan today, a few lines, and then we'll start with just few lines of the initial story of Ramayana. Right? We'll start. Ramanamavembo,
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 Ramanamavembo, Namavanenidara,
Ramanamavembo, Namavananitara,
Namavanenidara,
Namavananitara,
Ramanamavembo, Namavanenidara,
Ramanamavembo, Namavananitara,
ರಾಮನಾಮವೆಂಬೋ ನಾಮವ ನೆನೆದರ ಭಯವಿಲ್ಲ ಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಭಯವಿಲ್ಲ ಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಮೂರು ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣಕರ್ತ ಮೂರು ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣಕರ್ತ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಜಗಕ್ಕೆ ಶ್ರೀಮನ್ನಾರಾಯಣ ಜಗಕ್ಕೆ ಮೂರು ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣಕರ್ತ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಜಗಕ್ಕೆ ಶ್ರೀಮನ್ನಾರಾಯಣ ಜಗಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ಸ್ಯಾವತಾರವ ಮತ್ಸ್ಯಾವತಾರವ ತಾಳಿದ ರಾಮ ವೇದವ ತರುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ಸ್ಯಾವತಾರವ ತಾಳಿದ ರಾಮ ವೇದವ ತರುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಟ್ಟವ ಬೆನ್ನಲಿ ಪುತ್ತಿದ ರಾಮ ಕೂರ್ಮಾವತಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಟ್ಟವ ಬೆನ್ನಲಿ ಪುತ್ತಿದ ರಾಮ ಕೂರ್ಮಾವತಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಪೊತ್ತು ನೀರೊಳು ಮುಳುಗಿದ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಪೊತ್ತು ನೀರೊಳು ಮುಳುಗಿದ ಬರಹಾವತಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಹಾವತಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಕರಲನು ಬಗೆದು ಕರಲನು ಬಗೆದು ಮಾಲಯ ಧರಿಸಿದ ಸಲುಹುದಕ್ಕೆ ಕರಲೆನು ಬಗೆದು ಮಾಲಯ ಧರಿಸಿದ ಪ್ರಹ್ಲಾದನ ಸಲುಹುದಕ್ಕೆ Okay, what is anyone can tell me what are the things that are said in these 4 lines? Avatarams, very good. Matsyavataram, Kurma Avataram, Varaha Avataram, and Prahlada Saluhudake means Narasimha Avataram. Very good. So Purandaradasa is saying, you are the one who came as Matsya, you are the one who came as Kurma, Hey Rama, you are the one who came as Varaha Avatari and you are the one who is Narasimha. Right? These are all Krishna's avatarams, Narayana's avatarams. So Purandaradasa, Swami Purandaradasa is saying that, hey Rama, you are the Matsya, you are the Kurma, you are the Varaha, and I know it. Your Dasa knows it. Right? That is the meaning of it. Rama Nama Vimbo,
Rama Vimbo,
Nama Vanenedara,
Nama Varita,
Bayavilla Manake.
Payavillanake,
ಮೂರಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ
ಮೂಲೋಕತೆ,
ಕಾರಣಕರ್ತ
ಕಾರಣಕರ್ತ,
ನಾರಾಯಣ ಜಗಕ್ಕೆ
ನಾರಾಯಣ ಜಗಕ್ಕೆ,
ಶ್ರೀಮನ್ನಾರಾಯಣ ಜಗಕ್ಕೆ
ಶ್ರೀಮನ್ನಾರಾಯಣ ಜಗಕ್ಕೆ,
ಭೂಮಿಯ ದಾನವ
ಭೂಮಿಯ ದಾರವ,
ಭೂಮಿಯ ದಾನವ
ಭೂಮಿಯ ದಾರವ,
ಬೇಡಿದ ರಾಮ
ಬೇಡಿದ ರಾಮ,
ವಾಮನವತಾರಕ್ಕೆ
ವಾಮನ ಅವತಾರಿಯೇ,
ತಾಯಿಯ ಶಿರವನು
ತಾಯಿಯ ಶಿರ.
Who's the next word?
ಮಾತಾಜಿ,
Ali, 1 second. Ali the ತಾಯಿಯ ಶಿರವನು
ತಾಯಿಯ ಶಿರವನು
ಅಲಿದನು ರಾಮ
ಅಲಿದ ರಾಮ,
ಭಾರ್ಗವತಾರಕ್ಕೆ
ಭಾಗವತಾರಕ್ಕೆ,
What is this line about? Which avataram? Who is
ವಾಮನ,
called as Bhargava Rama? Correct. Parashurama is Bhargava Rama, right? Then when did he get the name Parashurama? No one remembers. What is Parashu? What is Parashu? It's a weapon. Any guesses? We saw the story. Parashu is the axe. And Bhargava Rama was given the axe by whom?
ಶಿವ.
Shiva. Very good. Bhargava Rama was given the axe by Shiva, and that axe is called as Parashu. And once he got the axe, he was named Parashurama. So Parashurama, who is Bhargava Rama, also had 2 bows, bow and arrow, right? 2 bows he had. What are those? Danush. 2 Danushas he had. What are those 2 Danushas? Shiva Danush and Vishnu Danush. So Bhargava Rama was blessed by Parashu and Shiva Danush by Shiva. He was also blessed by Vishnu Danush by Narayana, Krishna. He himself is a avatar of Narayana, but he's not a Purna avatara. Only the anger and Shakti of Narayana is within him. He is not Purna avatara. Who are Purna avataras? Rama is a Purna avatara. Krishna is a Purna avatara. Narasimha is a Purna avatara, which means in his full form, Bhagavan himself comes. But Parashurama had only the Shakti and the anger of our Bhagavan, Krishna, Narayana. So we don't call him a Purna avatara. Purna means full. So Parashurama is not a full avatara. He is also Bhargava Rama. He was blessed with Shakti and anger from Narayana. So he had 2 Danushas, Shiva Danush and Vishnu Danush. Remember this very well. We are going to see this in the upcoming classes in the story of Ramayana. When Rama vets Sita, I will ask you the question on what are the Danushas Parashurama had. So there is Shiva Danush and there is Vishnu Danush, and Parashu is the axe that he has, and that's why he's called Parashurama. Right?
ಮಾತಾಜಿ,
Ah,
you told one ಶ್ಲೋಕನು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ನವಲಿ ರಾಮ
what kind of?
told na ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
Sorry, can I come again?
ರಾಮನಾಮವೆಂಬೋ is no ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
Ah,
The shloka in which language, Mataji?
Kannada. Kannadam. Right, Purandaradasa. Vaman Avataram. Little guy. He came as the little guy. Bali Maharaja was there, right?
Yes, mother.
You have to watch the video. I
put-
think you missed the
He
class.
put-
Right? Vamanavataram was there. So, Bhumiya Dhanava. Dhanava means Rakshasas, Asuras. Bhumiya Dhanava Bedida Rama. When there are Asuras who are occupying the earth, who are troubling the earth, then you take Avataram as Vamana. Right? So, Purandaradasa is saying when Bali Maharaja, what did he do? He was polluting earth, right? What is the Purana story in the Purana that we have? That Bhuma Devi was pushed into a kitchen, right? By Bali Maharaj, right? And then, sorry, that was Hiranyaksha. I'm sorry, that is Varaha Avataram. Bali Maharaj had a lot of ego, right? And then, as a little boy, with a very short little boy, Bhagavan came as Vamana Avatara and asked for 3 foot land. Now you remember? He
Yes,
asked for
Mataji,
3 foot
one is-
land and then 1 foot here on the earth, 1 foot above, and the third foot on Bali's head. Very good. Now you remember. Okay.
I saw in Jagannath story.
Ha. So that is Bali Maharaja's story and Vaman Avataram. So Purandaradasa Swami Purandaradasa is saying when Bhumi Danava Bedida Rama, when earth is occupied and being troubled by the Danavas means Asuras, Rakshasas, you come as the Vaman Avatara. Bhumi Danava Bedida Rama Vaman Avatara Ke Taiya Taiya
Taiya.
Tiranu
Tiranu.
Alidhanu Rama
Nalidhanu Rama.
Bhagavatara Ke
Bhagavananake.
Vanavasavatu
Vanavasa.
ಮಾಡಿದ ರಾಮ
Madida Rama.
ಜನಚನ ವಾಕ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ
Janavakyake.
ರಾಮತಾರ ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ದ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ವನವಾಸವತು ಮಾಡಿದ ರಾಮ
ವನವಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿದ ರಾಮ
ವಾಕ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ
Namavakyake.
ಮಾವ ಕಂಸನ
Kamsana.
ಕೊಂಡನು ಕೃಷ್ಣ
Kandanu Krishna.
ಸಾರಿ ಮಾವ ಕಂಸನ ಕೊಂಡನು ಕೃಷ್ಣ
Mavakansana Kondanu Krishna.
ತಾಯಿಯ ಬಿಡಿಸಲಿಕೆ
Tanu Kirsarke.
ರಾಮನಾಮವೆಂಬೋ ನಾಮವನೆನೆದರ
Nama Bambura.
ಭಯವೆಲ್ಲ ಮನಕ್ಕೆ
Bayalavake.
ಮೂರು ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣಕರ್ತ
Mulokake Karan Karta.
ನಾರಾಯಣ ಜಗಕ್ಕೆ
Narayana Jagake.
ಶ್ರೀಮನ್ನಾರಾಯಣ 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 ಜಗಕ್ಕೆ
ನಾರಾಯಣ ಶ್ರೀಮನ್ನಾರಾಯಣ ಶ್ರೀಮನ್ನಾರಾಯಣ ಜಗಕ್ಕೆ.
Okay, very good. One more paragraph is there that we'll see in the next class. Okay, now we'll start the story of Ramayana.
Mataji,
Yeah.
Mataji, how many Gopikas there for Krishna?
Sorry, can you come again? What is the question?
How many Gopikas there for Krishna?
Krishna had lakhs of Gopikas, Kana. I don't think there is a particular number in which Gopikas were there, but Radharani had Ashtash Sakis who were very prominent. And two Sakis who were very prominent are Vishaka Saki, right? So, and the other one, Lalita Saki. Lalita Sakhi and Vishaka Sakhi were the closest to Radharani, and apart from that, Radharani had Sakhis who are also the representation of Ashtalakshmis, who are the Pramana Gopikas. And other than that, there were lakhs of Gopikas in Vrindavan who were Bhaktas of Krishna. Okay, now let's go into the story of Ramayana. Now, the Ramayana story is in the Treta Yuga. How many yugas are there?
4
Yugas.
yugas.
What are the 4
Veda,
yugas?
Samaveda, Yaturveda.
Satyayuga,
Not Veda,
Treta Yuga,
yugas.
Dwapara Yuga, Kaliyuga.
Very good, Kritika. So we have the Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. We are in which yuga?
Kaliyuga.
Kali Yuga. We are in the Kali Yuga. Krishna wasn't there in which yuga?
Treta Yuga.
Aye. Krishna was there in which yuga?
Satyayuga.
Krishna was there in which yuga?
Dwapara Yuga.
Dwapara Yuga is the right answer. Krishna was there in Dwapara Yuga because in order of the Dasavatharams, what do we have? Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Vamana, Narasimha, Parashurama, Sri Rama, then Balrama, Krishna, and Kalki. Right? So Rama comes first and then comes Krishna. So Rama was there in the Treta Yuga. Krishna was born in Dwapara Yuga. So in Treta Yuga, if you see the Indian subcontinent, if you see India and the neighboring regions, they were split into a lot of kingdoms. Right? There were a lot of kingdoms. There was one kingdom called the Matsya kingdom. There was one Kalinga kingdom near Bihar parts. It was there. And there was also south kingdoms. We had the Vanaras had ruled Kishkinda. So India was split into various kingdoms. So one of the kingdoms was there in today's UP, Uttar Pradesh, right? Beneath the Himalayas, the place where the Ganga flows. We call it in Ayodhya, she is called Sarayu. The Nadi in Ayodhya is called Sarayu. So, there was Ayodhya, which is current day UP, Uttar Pradesh. Even today, where is Ayodhya? Where Sri Rama's temple was opened. Where is Ayodhya? Where Rama's temple was opened by whom? Uttar Pradesh, right? Who inaugurated our Rama's temple? Last year, who inaugurated it? Last year or this year? This year, right? January.
Modi.
Our Prime Minister, our Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi ji inaugurated Rama's temple in Ayodhya, which is there in Uttar Pradesh. So in Uttar Pradesh, in Ayodhya, there was a kingdom called as Ayodhya, where a king named Dasharatha ruled. And he was a king who followed Dharma very well. He was a good king. He took care of his prajas, which means people, and he did a fair rule. He was a fair ruler. Now, Dasharatha had many wives, but prominently 3 wives he had. Mainly 3 wives. Kaushalya, Kaikeyi. Kaushalya is the first wife. Sumitra is the second wife. And Kaikeyi is the third wife. He had 3 prominent wives. Kaushalya is the first wife he had. So Dasharatha, the king of Ayodhya, and his wife Kaushalya, they had a daughter. The daughter's name was Shanta. Right? In those days, what happens? There are some couples, some husband and wife, who are unfortunate that they'll have some physical disabilities because of which they'll not be blessed with a child. They can't give birth to a child. Sometimes this happens. We also see a lot of people these days, right? So similarly, the kingdom which was nearby, the Vidarbha. So, sorry, the Anga. There was a kingdom nearby, which is the Anga kingdom. So now Ayodhya, where is Ayodhya? Ayodhya is in Uttar Pradesh. This Anga is in parts of Bihar and West Bengal. Where is West Bengal? West Bengal is there in the west or east? East. Very good. So now parts of above West Bengal, you have Bihar. So parts of this Bihar and West Bengal, it was called as the Anga kingdom. Now remember this name Anga. This comes in Ramayana, right? In future, when we'll study the story of Mahabharata, there is one famous character in Mahabharata who will rule this kingdom. He's called as Karna. So in later times in Dwapara Yuga, this Anga kingdom will be ruled by Karna. Now this is Treta Yuga, it's Rama's Yuga. Rama is not born yet. but there is a king in Ayodhya. He's a fair ruler. His name is Dasharatha. He has 3 wives. First wife is Kaushalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi. He and his first wife Kaushalya, they have a daughter, and the daughter's name is Shanta. Shanta. Now, there is Angadesa nearby. Neighboring kingdom is Anga, which is parts of Bihar and West Bengal. Now, what happens? There is a king by the name Romapada. Romapada, very weird name he has, no? In those days, these names are very common. You also in Parashurama Avataram, we came across names like Gargi, right? Richika, all those names we saw. Jamadagni. Who is Jamadagni? Hey, who is opening the whiteboard, Kana? Don't open.
ma'am.
Don't open. Okay, don't open. Okay. So, do you remember the name Jamadagni? Ah, Renuka's husband. Very good. Excellent. Jamadagni is Parashurama's father. Parashurama's mother is Renuka Devi. Jamadagni was born to Richika and Satyavati, who did that yajna where the prasadam got exchanged, right? So you can go and revise it back. But okay, so people used to have weird names. It seems weird to us, but for them it's normal. So there was a king called as Romapada, and he ruled the kingdom of Anga, which is Bihar, West Bengal. So he is a neighbor to whom now? Is a neighbor to which is ruled by who is ruling Ayodhya? Dasharatha. Dasharatha is ruling Ayodhya. Nearby is Anga, which is ruled by Romapada. So they both are neighbors, Dasharatha and Romapada. They both are friends, okay? Now this Romapada, he and his wife, they don't have a daughter. Okay? They don't have any kids. They don't have children. They have some issues in life, physically disabled, so they don't have any kids. And he wants a kid very dearly. So now Kaushalya and Dasharatha, they gave birth to a daughter named Shanta. Now, Dasharatha, being a very nice man and being a good friend of Brahmapada, he's so pure-hearted, he said, see, a little girl named Shanta is born at our house. I know that you don't have a daughter, so you can adopt my daughter. You can take my child and you can consider her your own daughter and you can bring her up. Right? We have people these days who adopt from homes and all that, right? So Dasharatha's heart was very pure. He was a fair guy. He was such a good man, such a good friend that he said, see, I have given birth to a daughter, Shanta. You can take her home and you can bring her up as your own child. So now Shanta was given away in adoption to Romapada. Right? So now Shanta grew up to be the princess of Anga. Very good. Shanta grew up to be the princess of Anga. So then what happened? There was one rishi, a son of a rishi, called as Rishyashringa. His name is Rishyashringa. It's a very nice story. Do you know why he had the name Rishyashringa? Rishyashringa means, Rishya means deer. That son of that Rishi, he comes in the Kashyapa Gotra. In the lineage of the Kashyapa Maharishi, he was born, Rishyashringa. So he had a horn, one horn on his head, he had like a deer. How deer used to have, deers, how they have horns, right? Similar to that, he has a horn on his forehead. Because he has such horn on his forehead, he's called as Rishyashringa. Some deformity. If you see some people, they have some projections and all that, right? Similarly, that guy had a horn like projection on his forehead, which looked like a deer horn. So he was named Rishyashringa. Right? His name was Rishyashringa. Now Rishyashringa married Shanta. Rishyashringa was a rishi's son. He comes in the lineage of the Kashyapa Maharishi. He married Shanta, and who is Shanta? Originally Dasharatha's daughter, adopted by the Anga king Romapada. So originally Rama's father is Dasharatha. Okay, Dashratha Maharaja, whom we are seeing now, whose story we are seeing now, Dashratha Maharaja is Rama's father. So even before Rama was born, like you have an elder sister or younger brother, Rama had an elder sister. And Rama's elder sister was Shanta. She was given away in adoption to the Angadesa, to the king called Romapada. And she grew up and she married a rishi called as Rishyashringa. There is a place in Karnataka which is named after this guy. Do you know? Anyone wants to guess? Rishyashringa. Do you remember any place's name? It's in Karnataka. We also have a madam there. Like we have the Kanchi madam, we have a madam there. It's called as Sringeri. So the place where Rishyashringa lived, the place is named after Rishyashringa. So it's called Sringeri. Sringeri has one of the madams established. Under Adi Shankaracharya, one of the madams is there in Sringeri. The Sringeri madam we have in Karnataka. So the place Sringeri is named after this Rishi Rishyashringa. Now he has married Shanta. Okay. Now, as soon as Shanta was born, Dashratha, who was originally Shanta's father, gave her away in adoption to Romapada, who was Anga's king. Now, after that, he didn't have any kids. So, for a long time, he felt very lonely and he felt that it's time to have another kid so that he can give away the responsibilities of the kingdom to the kids who are born after Shanta. So, this is the story of Dashratha and Kaushalya and also other queens, Sumitra and Kaikeyi. Dashratha Kaushalya had a daughter Shanta, who was given away in adoption to Romapada, who is Angadesa's king, and later grew up and married Rishyashringa. Rishyashringa is the rishi who lived in Karnataka, and the place Sringeri in Karnataka is named after him. Okay, this is the starting of Ramayana. Now, because Shanta is gone, now Dashratha is feeling lonely and he wants more kids so that he can, when he gets old, he can give away the responsibility of the kingdom to his kids and leave to the feet of Lord Krishna. So now Dashratha wants kids again. So we'll see what happens in the next class, right? So we learned the Ramanama Vemba Purandara Dasa Bhajan. We'll also start with Achyutashtakam today. So the Achyutashtakam is the beautiful bhajan of 8 verses, 8 stanzas are there, and this is written and sung by Sri Adi Shankaracharya. Right? Adi Shankaracharya has sung this beautiful bhajan with 8 verses. It is called as Achyutashtakam. Who is Achyuta? Who is Achyuta? Krishna is Achyuta. What does Achyuta means? I have said that. Anyone remembers? The
Butter.
one who... Kritika.
Butter.
Now, Achyuta means flawless. Achyuta. In Sanskrit means negation, right? It's like negation. Achyuta. One who is flawless. One who commits no mistakes. One who is always right is Krishna. So this Achyuta Ashtakam will start today. This is sung by Adi Shankaracharya. The first Guru Shlokam, what do you say? Shruti Smriti Puranam Alayam Karunalayam Namam Bhagavad-pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram. Who is that Guru Shlokam for? It is for Sri Adi Shankaracharya. We'll see the Achyutashtakam sung by. I'll tell you one verse, one stanza today. The rest we'll see in the next class. Okay? Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Harim Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Harim Sridharam Madhavam गोपिका वल्लभम्
गोपीकावल्लभम्
जानकी नायकम्
जानकीनायकम्
रामचन्द्रं भजे
रामचन्द्रं भजे
अच्युतं केशवम्
अच्युतं
केशवम्
सत्यभामाधवम्
सत्यभामाधवम्
माधवं श्रीधरम्
माधवं श्रीधरम्
राधिकाराधितम्
राधिकाराधितम्
इन्दिरामन्दिरम्
मन्दिरम्
चेतसा सुन्दरम् देवकी नन्दनम्
देवकी नन्दनम्
नन्दजं सन्दते Okay, so we'll stop the class here. Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
We'll see in the
Mataji.
next class. Kanna, you're... Yes, Kanna.
Gopika Tilakam, we have any parts of Venkateswara Krishna?
Sorry, I didn't get...
In Gopika Tilakam, we have any parts of Krishna? Like feet like that. Any parts?
Gopi Tilakama.
Yes,
Gopi
Mataji.
Tilakam you're asking about.
Yes, Mataji. In we have
so
any Krishna parts?
Gopi Tilakam is the lotus feet of Krishna. With Tulasi Maharani here, right? So this is Tulasi Maharani and this is the lotus feet of Krishna. So that is what the Gopi Tilakam means, right? Okay, we'll continue the next class.
Mataji,
If you have
Mataji,
any
one more
questions, you can ask on WhatsApp, right? Okay? Okay. Hare Krishna. Bye. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji.